So you could chain a couple of these together. I don't think you could chain all of them together without stretching a lot and being a little silly about it. But we can see, like, so let's try to see which of these general categories of ideas that we like the most. Do we want our event chain to be about luring attackers into attack? Who thinks that's a great idea? Hands. Okay. Do we want it to be about kind of a big epic boss battle? Who likes that idea?
Epic shark.
Epic shark, yeah.
Is it an
Could be
epic underwater boss battle?
Well, all of these are going to involve underwater in some form. So,
Okay.
since just where they sort of take place. Okay. How about attacking the crate? A little bit more straightforward. That looks pretty strong. Establishing the bases.
As a cross thread.
As a cross thread.
I liked what you'd said about if
Okay.
chaining that, establish the base so that we can attack the crate.
So let's say attack the crate. So we have actually, so we can let's erase things that aren't attacking the crate.
Everything. We need centaur.
That was. Yeah, that was lure attack.
So now the thought of aquatic centaur is just.
Epic underwater, unfortunately. Yeah. Although,
Which means even bigger mega shark or walrus.
Oh, chain into it.
Friendly Hylic versus crate. We can do that. Lure dredge into crate. We can talk about that one more in a minute. Visual basis. And the rest of these are all sort of attacking in some way or another.
Okay. So how do we want to attack the crate? So this is one of the things. We have the situation where we've got a pretty peaceful race to the south of them, right? Who tends to get preyed upon by them. We've got the players as a factor. So we could go straight up players. We could, like we said, we could have the Hylic come in. We could have the Vigil come in and attack, as we talked about before, establishing the Vigil bases. That sort of thing. So do we have, so you had a question?
Oh, if that's an idea for it.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why do the crate want to summon a maelstrom?
Because the crate are generally malicious. If they summon the maelstrom, it will be much easier for them to, after the storm goes through, to pick off weaklings and slaves.
Okay.
And so, yeah. The crate are all about gathering more food to put in their kind of slave cities so that they have victims, that sort of thing. So, okay. So, let's see, let's go, what's that? Oh, yeah, what was that?
I was just wondering if we could take a boatload of Quagan over and then like jab them until they get angry.
Quaggin bomb.
It's Quaggin bomb. I love it.
So,
Oh dear.
so one thing that occurs to me that you could do with this is you can incorporate some of the ideas into a really non-specific event chain. So you could do this, about this. See if this is an idea. So you have the crate city here. You got the Quaggin here. You probably got the Vigil coming in from over here somewhere. You've got the Hylic from here. If there was a general destroy the, like let's say after the maelstrom happens, this event kicks off, which is destroy the, and the Sea Witch is still there, right? She hasn't been killed. There's destroy the, like scourge the crate city, right? Or destroy the crate city, how about destroy the spire, something like that. One of our things. And let's say that event runs and it's really, really hard because one of the things the Sea Witch does is she summons a big epic shark boss. So she's got this big epic shark boss that's circling the area. And then, and so here's one of the things that we talked about. So on its own, you'd need a lot of players. Like we could make this one hard, right? Like we could balance it hard, so that it's very, very hard. However, you could have some event that goes on here, some event that goes on here,
So a small group of players could do several small events to build support.
and some event that goes on here. And these could all, in their own ways, attack this event and help out with this event. And then you do have the situation where this is really hard for a small group of players. However, this is sort of actually what we do in World versus World, right? So you have a small group of players, and then you have a bunch of fringe events that you can do to make this one easier, that sort of thing. We actually do this in one of the other maps too. Yeah.
Would we want to tie the vigil one in so that the vigil have to have captured, have to control certain bases down lower on that map in order to be able to sense?
You could do that.
So we could say that this vigil camp right here is actually one of those spots that gets attacked by the Orient Undead. And if that spot is safe, you're able to recruit them and bring them in. And if it's not, you have to go liberate it from the undead, so you can then bring them into this chain and carry them over.
Good.
And that starts to spread out and
Okay.
cover the other side of the map.
So let's talk about that one first. So question. This is a basic structure for our event chain. Do we like it? Do people?
Yeah. Yeah,
think it's good?
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So let's pretend that we're going to do that then. So what's the vigil event then? So we talked about establishing a base. That seems like a really, really good thing. The vigil are all about that in the area. So let's say it's establish a vigil base.
That'll happen only if that big.
And that'll happen only if
the original vigil
one of the vigil,
outpost
whichever one of those
is
is
held.
closest
Okay.
to the area. So
Got it.
let's see, we're looking at our map here. You could have a vigil base somewhere in here, right?
You could establish one.
Yeah, you could establish one
That's
somewhere in
where
here.
you want to set it up.
Yeah, I think so. I bet you there's room for one somewhere in here. That's pretty cool. So we mentioned big cannons. You could probably have the vigil create some giant uber weapon that attacks the Crate City.
Could they build a bigger boat? Since this
A
is
bigger boat.
A bridge.
They could build a bigger boat. It's possible. Yeah.
We can steal one of those Dredge sonic weapons.
You can steal one of the Dredge sonic weapons. The Dredge are up here, so it would be very difficult, I think, to connect that here. Maybe the whatever event. They're a long way. They're a really long ways away. Like so, just to give you guys an idea, like I don't know, Colin, how long do you think it would take to run from here to here?
Like 10 minutes?
Yeah. So we're talking like not doing anything else, taking the straightest line possible, 10 minutes to run that.
5-10 minutes-ish, yeah. I mean, usually when we spread something that far across the map, we actually do a bunch of events.
It's gotta be a
in row
bunch
to
of
get you down
events,
to there,
so,
or
right.
else
I think-
it gets really boring.
Yeah,
after a while.
I think because we're doing this chain, we probably shouldn't involve anything too far off because it's tough to bring it down.
Also, the only way dredge can go in water is there is one type of dredge that has a diving suit, and the entire rest of the dredge race can't swim because moles don't like